Welcome back to First Take. The Knicks back in action tonight. They'll visit the Hawks, with New York looking for their first win against a team with a winning record in nearly a month. During the broadcast of the Knicks' blowout victory over the well under 500 Chicago Bulls Friday night, Mike Breen had some interesting comments in regards to those who view this season as, quote, championship or bust for New York. Listen.
There are many Knicks fans and many in the media and many within the organization who feel that this season would be considered a disappointing one if the Knicks don't make the NBA Finals. Obviously, a championship is what everyone wants, and that's the goal. But just remember where the franchise was before Leon Rose arrived. Leon Rose and his staff have done a tremendous job. And then you think about some of the play, like Julius Randle was a big part of the turnaround. Tom Thibodeau, a big part of the turnaround. And, of course, Jalen Brunson, a key figure in turning this struggling franchise around. It's amazing, and sometimes it's easy to forget there were a lot of dark years.
There were a lot of dark years. You won't find me ever saying Mike Breen is wrong, but do you think he is?
This is about to be cinema.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Breen is a Hall of Famer. One of the greatest voices in the history of sports. I love this man. I revere this man. He's special to me. What he said, what you just heard on national television, is one of the most blasphemous comments that has ever come out of his mouth. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. I hope Burke Magnus is watching. I hope Jimmy Pitaro was watching. I hope Josh Tomorrow. I hope Bob Iger's watching. I love this man, Mike Breen. That's my guy. I love him. Bang! One of the great, he's great. What has happened to you? He's the voice of the New York Knicks and MSG since 1991. Did you know that?
I did.
We know what he does for us, ESPN, ABC. Mm-hmm. But you can't allow this to go unchallenged. You've been there. We know that the New York Knicks have improved. I love Jalen Brunson. Josh Hart, all this stuff, us making news. Please, I love Josh Hart. Like Mikal Bridges, I ain't rooting against you. I'm rooting for you, my brother. I need it. I need it. Because New York Knicks fans have suffered. Understand what I'm saying to you? It's before Marvin Gaye turned it out for the national anthem. And you're telling us, oh, you got to remember the bad seasons that you had before Leon Rose. We appreciate Leon Rose and the job that he's done. Does that mean that we're supposed to be satisfied with every damn thing that falls short of a trip to the NBA Finals? We ain't even asked for the championship. We just said get there. We just said get there. And you can't give up 6 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, who isn't an all-star. Damn it, Mike Breen, don't do this. Don't give passes. We need a trip to the finals because it's not looking good in the future. Boston's not going away. Detroit's coming. I'm going to stop right there and let you go because I want to be respectful to Mike Breen. But when I see you, and I will see you, we're going to talk about this, Mike Breen. I love you. I love you, bro. But we're going to talk about this.
This is called pent-up anger.
That's all. That's all this. It's therapy.
And angry.
This is therapy. That's all. Mike Breen was speaking from 30,000 feet. He was
30,000 feet. He's the voice of the New York Knicks since 1991. That's 35 years.
Speaking from the ivory tower, Stephen A.
Ain't no ivory tower. He right courtside for the last 35 years.
And he was saying, Stephen A., how hard it has been that now you can't even enjoy being a 50-win team. There's no joy.
We did the last 2 years.
There's no joy from Stephen A. You know what happened? You fired your coach. You traded all those picks for Mikal Bridges. Your owner went on the radio and said, you got to get to the finals this year. That's why we have the high expectations, because Mike Breen's employer said that you got to get there.
Yeah, well, the problem is, as I mentioned earlier, the Knicks have not beat a team over.
And Atlanta is coming off a really, really good season. They went 30-14 last year. They lost in the first round, but they still played, and they're still competitive. So to be willing to give up a couple of first-round picks for the services of Angel Reese, clearly she's valuable. She thinks that they think that she could be valuable for them. It's going to put her in a winning situation. Her personality is just vibrant where, the Atlanta community will magnetize themselves towards her. I like the situation for Angel Reese personally. I'm very, very happy for her.
I love this too. This trade is probably good for Chicago. I know Angel Reese I don't know that she was ever truly happy there, so I hope that she finds some happiness and they win a lot of games for her there.
Very, very cold there.
In Atlanta.
Very, very cold there.
Stop it.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, the outfits that she likes to rock and all that stuff.
That is true.
You can't rock that in Chicago.
Don't matter. You can rock
it's a little too cold. It's a little too cold. I love Chicago.
Oh, you've gotten
from May through August. Chicago is one of the best cities in America.
We need to check in on the brackets because the deal was if I won it, we're going to Chicago for a show. We got to check in.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. We'll do that in the next break. Okay, let's go to the men's side of things. In a minimum of 4 national championship game appearances, UConn has the best win percentage in NCAA tournament history with a perfect 6-0 record. On the other end, Michigan has the worst percentage with a 1-6 record in national championship games. Jay Will is back with us now from Indianapolis ahead of tonight's national championship game. Which program would benefit more from a ring? We heard Danny Hurley say, I don't want the watch, I want the ring, I want the banner. Would it be UConn or Michigan?
I mean, well, the stats said it right there, Shay. I mean, look at that win percentage in the national championship game. That speaks for itself. Look, I think for Michigan, it changes the narrative. And for UConn, it only tightens the grip, right? Like, UConn already has college basketball in a chokehold right now. Just look at 3 Final Fours in the past 4 years. And in fact, you're talking about 3 championships in the last 4 years for Dan Hurley if they're able to win. Think about this Michigan team and the narrative that's been for them, right? 2 years ago, they were 8-24. Only 2 years ago, 8-24. They won a championship in 1989, but since then, it's been the almost win a national championship program. Whether it's the Fab Five in 92, 93, back-to-back title games, getting there and not being able to get over the hump. Whether it's the 2013 national title game where they were a runner-up. 2018, they were a national title game, runner-up. Now they get a chance to actually do this. They cement something. And I'm going to tell you, it's one of the best rebuilds. We often talk about Baylor and Scott Drew having one of the best rebuilds from where that program was. This is a powerhouse that's been sitting there in silence for so long. And Dusty May, from 2 years ago, 8-24, to winning a chip 2 years later, it's Michigan, and that's easy.
I completely agree with him. There's no debate here. I mean, you know what? Danny Hurley, obviously, if in terms of who benefits, Danny Hurley would benefit more than anybody for UConn. Yeah, certainly they'd have 7 national championships, and we get it. But with 3 different coaches and stuff like that, it would be different. But Danny Hurley has proven himself to be so marvelous. To capture 3 national titles in a 4-year period just speaks volumes about his greatness as a collegiate coach. And I think it would cement him as the best in the business in this day and age, no doubt about it. But I think when you look at Michigan, once again, I think that it resonated with me to see Jalen Rose, Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Jimmy King and Ray Jackson, all there at the Final Four. Because even though they lost back-to-back national title games in 1992 and 1993, we know what they did to the culture. We know what they meant to the culture. And, the Fab Five will forever be etched indelibly in our minds forever when it comes to college basketball. They were just that significant. But to achieve the one thing they didn't achieve, which was deliver a national championship, you see those guys like Lindenborg and others paying homage to those guys that were in attendance, because we all know what they mean and what they will always mean to the college basketball landscape. So in order to be even on their level, you got to win it. You got to win it all. Because to get to the national championship game and just lose, yeah, you were a really good team, but you weren't in the Fab Five. Yeah, you were this, but you weren't the Fab Five. It's always going to be, but you weren't the Fab Five. Well, you don't get to say that about a team that delivers the national championship. You deliver the national championship, and they say, yeah, but you weren't the Fast Five. Well, damn it, we didn't need to be because we won the chip. And that's the difference. And I think that because of that, it just seems to me like it would just